Oh, hi! Welcome to America Uncovered. I'm your host, Chris Chappell. If I'd known you were coming, I'd have baked a cake. Except the Supreme Court has ruled that my baking is so bad that it's a violation of human rights. But on Monday, the Supreme Court issued an even more important cake-based ruling.
The Supreme Court served up a legal victory for this Colorado baker who refused to make a wedding cake for a same-sex couple. Even though the court did not rule on the bigger issue of gay rights versus religious rights, both sides in this case are claiming a win.
Wait, both sides are claiming a win? I've seen pretty much every episode of Law & Order, and I'm pretty sure that's not how it's supposed to go down. The court hereby finds you not guilty, but also not guilty. Everybody wins. Monday's Supreme Court ruling found that gay rights and religious freedom go together like cake and icing. Jack Phillips is the owner of Masterpiece Cake Shop, which is a big name to live up to. Might as well call it best cake shop ever. But it was not the best cake shop for David Mullins and Charlie Craig. In 2012, they asked Phillips to create a cake for their gay wedding. But Phillips refused, saying it was against his Christian religious beliefs. In fact, court documents show he did the same to at least 6 other same-sex couples.
All of my life is tied to my religious beliefs. This is an extension of it.
Wow, he's even gluten intolerant. The gay couple, Mullins and Craig, filed a discrimination complaint against Phillips and won. Phillips appealed that ruling until it eventually reached the U.S. Supreme Court. So, did the Supreme Court stand up for religious freedom, or did they stand up for LGBT rights? Well, both, and neither. It's complicated. In a 7-2 vote, the Supreme Court ruled in favor of Phillips. Justice Anthony M. Kennedy wrote the majority opinion. Yes, the same Justice Kennedy that, as the New York Times puts it, has been behind every major Supreme Court decision protecting gay men and lesbians. I guess someone won't be invited to another gay wedding. Justice Kennedy wrote that the law must be applied in a manner that is neutral toward religion. But that was compromised in the original ruling by the Colorado Civil Rights Commission. Instead, the commission showed a clear and impermissible hostility toward the sincere religious beliefs of Phillips. One of the Colorado commissioners apparently disparaged Phillips' faith as despicable and characterized it as merely rhetorical and compared his invocation of his sincerely held religious beliefs to defenses of slavery and the Holocaust. That's ridiculous. Nobody makes Holocaust cakes anymore. So, does the Supreme Court ruling in favor of Phillips mean business owners can start denying services to gay couples because of the owner's religious beliefs? Not so fast. According to the Supreme Court, this ruling applies only to this specific case. It overturned the previous commission's ruling because it didn't take Phillips' faith seriously. It makes no larger claim about whether this was a case of discrimination or protected speech and beliefs. Phillips argued he didn't want to make a wedding cake for a gay couple because, since he designs and makes his wedding cakes personally, it would feel to him like he was endorsing gay marriage. And being forced to do so would violate his Christian religious beliefs and his freedom of speech. The Colorado Commission's initial ruling said that was ridiculous since no one would see a wedding cake and assume that's a statement the baker is making. But the Supreme Court ruling pointed out that the Commission didn't take that into consideration with 3 other cases they dealt with. Those bakers refused to make custom cakes with anti-LGBT messages on them. In those cases, the Commission sided with the bakers. Which raises the question, who orders an anti-gay cake? What would you even use that for? Worst birthday party ever. Anyway, Phillips said he was not denying his services to the couple because they were gay. He said he would sell them other kinds of baked goods from his shop, including cakes for other occasions. But his religious beliefs prevented him from specifically making a wedding cake that he believed would support gay marriage.
I don't create cakes for Halloween. I wouldn't create a cake that would be anti-American or disparaging against anybody for any reason. Even cakes that would disparage people who identify as LGBT. just cakes have a message, and this is one that I can't create.
Phillips said that compelling him to make a wedding cake would be a violation of his freedom of speech and religion. On the other hand, under public accommodation laws like Colorado's Anti-Discrimination Act, businesses cannot refuse full and equal service to people based on things like their sexual orientation, no matter what the business owner's religious beliefs are. And that's the part that Mullins and Craig are focused on.
I think the main thing we want people to know about this ruling is that it has fully left Colorado's Anti-Discrimination Act intact. It hasn't changed the law.
So what happens when laws designed to guarantee civil rights come up against laws designed to protect personal freedoms? Is it possible to balance the dignity of the individual with freedom of religion and freedom of speech? Can people have their gay wedding cake and eat it too? The Supreme Court ruling doesn't answer any of these questions. It does say that any future cases must be resolved with tolerance, without undue disrespect to sincere religious beliefs, and without subjecting gay persons to indignities when they seek goods and services in an open market. Well, that should be a piece of cake. So what do you think? Leave your comments below. Be sure to subscribe and click that bell icon so you can get notified each time we publish a new episode. And remember, America Uncovered is supported by viewers like you. Support this show by going to our Patreon website. Link is below. Once again, I'm your host, Chris Chappell. Thanks for watching this episode of America Uncovered.